Oh, yeah. Pew, 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 pew. We are live. It is Rumble on Rumble number 24. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yeah. I am your host. Will your co-host FW Mike. Some call me fresh, some call me white, some call me amazing, and all of you are right. And yes, I love it when people speak truth. But as importantly as me, or even more so, is the man, the myth, the legend. He's here to drop bombs, drop knowledge, drop grenades. DJ Protocol. Yes.
DJ Protocol.
Yo, what's happening, folks?
What up? Shout out to our early dropper inners. Fuego in the building. The dumpster fire has arrived. Yes, Miss Hall. Pew, 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 pew. We got to send a special, special birthday shout out to this young lady. She's going to be all of 27 years old tomorrow, but we won't be live tomorrow. So I want to hit that today. So, yeah.
Happy birthday.
Wired.
Gotta hit it. That's that Eddie Murphy. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
See, that just shows you why like black people culture is so much cooler, right? Our birthday song is trash. Happy birthday to you. What a trash song.
Birthday.
Instead of happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Ooh, need that clip.
You know who that is, right?
That's a classic jam, right? Or
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Remember, you don't know who it was?
I don't know who gets credit for it. I've just heard it like, forever. Oh, it's Stevie. Oh, that's
yeah.
Stevie. I should know better. I have almost all of Stevie works. Even on CD, like I was a Stevie fan. Yeah, you can ask the lady when she goes through my old CD cases. She's like, you were really into, oddly enough, you don't realize. But a guy named Jeff Buckley, excuse me, who I still really dig. He died. He made 2 records and died, but his stuff was awesome. And a lot of Stevie Wonder in there. Mm-hmm. Just stuff you don't realize you like till you like go, oh, wow, lots. You know what I'm saying? So, Haram in the building.
What up, Haram?
Drunk on a Memorial Day weekend, still checking in because he's the real one. Living that Haram life. Yeah. Iron Bull in the building.
What up, cuz? What's happening? I'm coming. I'm trying to get right. I'm trying to get like Haram.
Oh, yeah, no, man, we trying to get. Oh, you getting right with it. Man, I got my energy drink here. You know what I'm saying?
I am. I'm getting right.
I'm getting real
but
right.
Not only am I getting right, I'm getting ultra right. That's right. Got me an ultra right conservative's dad, 100% woke free American beer.
I love it.
Right.
That's beautiful, man. Is that the who makes that? Do you know who makes that?
Yeah, conservative dad.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's the okay. Remember Calendar Gate?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that dude. Calendar Gate beer.
Yeah.
This is the beer for Calendar Gate. This is the beer that they made the calendar for.
Man.
That's right.
Look, man, I understand we have very good friends of the show, very good homies, people we know, love, and respect that come down on a very different they come down on a very different side of this than I do. But man, I say, man, more calendars. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think about it. I think
more calendars.
The more we show that because here's the thing, man, you know me and what my constant frustration is, not to get too deep into it, but there is a difference between culture and actual like politics and how you decide to live your life, right? Mm-hmm. And right now in culture, we need heterosexuality. We need a pro-heterosexuality movement. We need dudes liking chicks, and we need chicks going, I want to be hot. So dudes like that, because that's become a bad thing. And that's the thing. It shouldn't be. And there are points when it got kind of out of control or whatever, and we brought it back in. But now it's to the point to where if you're a heterosexual, if you're a dude who likes a chick and has a dream of marrying a woman and having a baby one day, you're a weirdo. And that's, I don't know, man. That's crazy.
Bring back toxic masculinity.
Hell
because
yeah.
I am toxic masculinity in its highest form.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Into that, I say, crack one open. Let's get to it.
We cracking it open. Yes, I love it. It's Memorial Day weekend. It's the wife's birthday tomorrow. I got a friend coming up from Dallas. We had a lovely day. You know what I'm saying? Did the big family thing yesterday. So we're feeling good, man. And I got to watch the Trump speech last night, and that was powerful. But I want to wait, savor that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We can't lead with all the fire. So what I do want to do is talk a little bit about something you hit on Friday night. For those of you that may not be aware, which I'm sure all of you are, the Friday Night Flight Show, next level, top tier, amazing. I guess we'll just jump right into it. This is early, man, but I guess we'll just jump right into it. Man, the Fani Willis Whistleblower, that blew my mind, man. That young lady, powerful, how she kept her job, you know what I mean? How she stayed and kind of, you know, went through that stuff. You know what I mean? So we are into it. Boom. 3 weeks away from the festival, Juneteenth. It's going to be actually Iron Bull. Let me know. I can't tell you. There's going to be some major pro wrestlers there. Major people you've watched your whole life going to be in the building. Maybe not your whole life, last 10, 12 years, 20 years even, going to be in the building doing it big. So you guys make sure you check that out. So yeah. But what I wanted to share here, this is the Fani Willis thing. And we're just getting right into it. This is weird. But I'm kind of excited because I feel like we have a lot to cover, because what I want to do is try to cover Ricada if we get a chance. And definitely, actually right now, they're holding a live spaces on Dexter Taylor. So, you know, because, I mean, he dropped in our show and, you know, we're close to that situation. So I want to talk a little bit about that. Also, it's a little frustrating. You know, it's that thing that we talk about before, you know what I mean, real fast, bro, about how everybody wants to wait until the taxes are $50 per permit filed before they complain and want you to lower them to 25 instead of being on the meeting going, no, let's not raise them to 25. Let's keep them at 10. And if they were on that meeting, we wouldn't be fighting to lower them, which, as you know, is an entirely another process. Anyway, long story short, you know, Dexter was available before this went down. You know what I mean? And I know I tweeted, I had pinned tweets that didn't even really get any likes other than like you and him. You know what I'm saying? And now those same tweets are all over the place. And I just hate the reactionary culture that we live in. And I don't know if it's just the internet, if it's just that we're busy. And I'm not trying to take anybody down. You know what I mean? We'll take all the love we can get on the issues that are important. But it's frustrating that, you know, I feel like, you know, we're a little late on it, for lack of a better way to say it. So
not even late. Like, it's just, you know, timing is everything. And we were in on it. You know, we were right there with it. It's just timing is everything. And its time wasn't, you know, in line with our time. And then it happened and it's like, damn.
Yeah.
We were like, if people would have known where it was in the order of getting your hands on, because it's there's so much happening.
Right.
And with so much happening, you're divided in time. There's not but so many hours in a day. 8 to 5 is the business hours, 5 days a week. All right. And if you're handling this business and this business and this, you got 5 days to handle X amount of business. And what happens then, you know, on, you know, one day, you know, like I know, you can go make a phone call for some business and you could end up on a 2-hour hold and then another hour convo with 45-minute hold within that convo, you know? So it time, you know, I got the tape from Kamala Harris, you know, time, you know, is the time between time when you're next to time, because time.
Time is a theory about time. Yeah, no. Anyway, yeah, no, absolutely. I think, you know, timing is key, but I think we need to be on top of this stuff as well, or just do a better job trying to pay attention and signal boost. I will say a very cool thing. And I noted this mentally, but I should have like made a note or saved it. But Tulsi Gabbard, I don't remember if she was on either she was on, I want to say Tucker. I think she was on Tucker, but she was recently on a pretty big show and she was talking about Dexter Taylor. And she's like, we have, you know, in New York right now, she might have been on Gutfeld. So she was either on, you know, one of those shows, right? One of those bigger ones.
She was
platform. Yeah. And she literally mentioned Dexter, and she said, he's trying, they're trying to lock him up and serve 10 years now, for bullets, basically, and 3D printing of things that are well within his rights of 2A, a man who never committed a crime, yet they're letting violent criminals, multiple offender violent criminals, back on the streets same day. So, that's what that is, man. And it just makes me so freaking, I mean, this is the shit they do to make you feel powerless. Shit they do to make you feel powerless. And what they don't understand is it'll make a lot of people feel powerless, but that's the wrong way to go with people like me and you. You know what I mean? It's like, I got breath in my body. Prove, you know what I mean? What? Did you really want to go there? So, I'm hoping a pardon is in line. It was really cool. Our guy talked last night a little bit about, pardoning some folks. Which we'll get into a little bit later. But in addition to that, he's mentioned commuting, for Julian Assange, who now is fighting more extradition stuff as well, which is a whole thing about the press, which, is my little, personal thing. I believe in, free press is still, one of the big equalizers, or at least used to be. And that's why they attacked it, just like the judicial system. That, as corrupt as it was, at least it was something. And now it's not even anything, right? So. Anyway, man, have you been in touch with anyone? What do you know updates as far as Dexter goes? Carbon Mike, aka
Carbon Mike, my dog Dexter T. I haven't been. I just know he's holding strong. They're fighting. They're going through the appeals process. It's a very, very sick judge. It's a sick judge that he was dealing with. And one of the things that I'm trying to get going in New York is, because I'm in Georgia, I'm not in New York, so there's not but so much that I can do, within this situation. But having people in New York, it's like, hey, listen, now's a better time as any to get some Black Lives Matter stuff going. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man is a black man, and they love to talk about Black Lives Matter. So throw it in their face. Throw it in Hochul face, man. You gotta go hard. You gotta go hard. And I promise you, if you get the black community on board and have them well, I don't know. After this whole Bronx situation where Trump just went in there and just boom,
yeah, that was
she's not too happy with the black community right now, so I don't know, but we have to get that front going. We have to get those marches in the streets up there. We have to get the eyes on that situation and make them about face. That's the only way they're going to do it, because they are scared of that type of press, which is why, the dude who got killed on the subway, that's why they locked up his, the savior in that, because, I'm doing the air quotes when I say savior.
right.
So, he's, again, see, you got this nappy headed heifer, you know what I'm saying, who locked up this brother over here. And she's talking about she felt some type of way and she felt scared. Well, bitch, if the kitchen too hot, stay out the kitchen. If you can't take the heat, stay out the kitchen. So,
and I want to get just a little bit into this. Yeah, this is Colin posted this. Yeah, so
okay.
Basically, Brooklyn man Dexter Taylor, aka Carbon Mike, talked to us on the show. Him and Pro are personal friends. Has been convicted in New York City for building his own firearms that he never shot. I want to give people a background, because now that it's blowing up, let's just do this. A delusional New York judge had the audacity to tell his attorney during the trial, when he brought up the Second Amendment during his opening statement, do not bring the Second Amendment into this courtroom. It doesn't exist here, so you can't argue the Second Amendment. This is New York. Wow. Well, you know what I mean? There you go. So she should be disbarred.
She should be disbarred.
Absolutely. The Gun Control Act of 1968 allows an unlicensed individual, a regular civilian, that does not hold a federal firearms license to make a non-firearm for personal use, but not for sale or distribution. To make, this is the key here, to make. What the judge, what this judge said is the language of a tyrant, not a judge saying things that you should have been tried for no reason. But that's where we're at in this country. So anyway, in addition to that, I don't know if he covered it here. So she's horrible. But then she complained. In addition to that, there is an article that she complained about the social media, quote unquote, harassment she was getting. So she was supposedly getting social media harassment because so many people were blowing her up, saying that we need to, let him go and that he didn't commit a crime and that what we're doing is wrong. And so, she basically made herself a victim. So we have to do everything we can, blow it up. If you have a minute, just sign the petition. It's actually on his stream there. So if you guys have a chance, do that. This is a travesty. This is a good man who was not breaking any laws and now is looking at 10 years. They put 10 years on him in a town where people literally, you can watch, just like last year, a dude with an axe was busting up a McDonald's and screaming at a lady. And he literally the next day was out and doing interviews. And I wasn't going to hurt anybody with the axe I was wielding. So, versus a good family law abiding man who was in his home protecting himself, not breaking any laws, except for a judge that just said these laws don't exist here. That's the only thing.
The Constitution does not exist in her courtroom.
Yeah.
That alone should have her removed. And this need to be appealed, and it needs to be taken all the way up to the Supreme Court. This judge should be disbarred. She should be removed from the courtroom, and she honestly should be taken to the gallows.
Agreed, 100%. And why can't he be at home while under appeal because it was not a violent crime? You know what I mean? But you can assault a woman literally and be out with a court date and no bail, So enough of that craziness there. We got to do what we can. If you're paying attention, if you love Dexter, make sure that you're on that. So for sure, man, that's
free him till he's free.
Important. Yeah, it's free all political prisoners, man, because that's the thing. At this point, it's just what do you call it? At that point, this is just a political idea. It's just she disagrees with his legal right to something and says the legal right doesn't exist in my courtroom. So that's just trash there. So, get into Injustice, man. Fun Sunday, Memorial Day, Injustice Sunday. Woo! Sorry about that. Yeah, man. We'll drink to the injustice.
Drink to the injustice.
Hell yeah. Man, talk to me about the Fani Whistle Blower. I'll pull up the article and stuff, but talk to me about where you're at, and I want to get your opinion first, and then we kind of see what the media is saying, so we can line that up, or not for that matter.
Okay, so Amanda Timpson is a young lady who was in the DA's office during the last administration. I think his name was like Paul Howard. And she was over the grants. There was a couple of grants that were put in. And she was put in over the grant. She was a grant writer, and then she was the director for the grant. So when you write grants, you have to write in a director, and she was written in as the director of the grant. Well, she was in there. She was working. Fani Willis took over. She said they brought her in to read, then rehired her for the program, but she was written into the grant. So even if Fani wanted to get rid of her, she couldn't get rid of her because she was written like she was a part of the grant. So she had to be there until the grant was exhausted. So anyway, she was rehired, and she was there. And then Fani's team wanted to use the grant money to do other things. And the way grants are written, like the way grants go, whatever you do with that grant money has to be what you told them you were going to do with the grant money.
You can't say got to keep extensive receipts must be kept for grant money. Yes.
Must be kept for grant money. So Fani came in and she was like, well, we need new computers. We need new this. And we need new that. We need some merch. We need some swag. We need all of this. So we're going to use this money. So they came to her and she was like, to Miss Timpson. I'm like, Miss Timpson, we want to do this for a computer. She was like, no, you can't do that. Well, we're going to do this because Madam, which is what they refer to Ms. Willis, Madam says we're going to do this. And she was like, no, you're not going to do this. So she tried to get in contact with Ms. Willis, and Ms. Willis wouldn't, hear from her. So then she started going to proper people like, hey, listen, I'm over this grant. And I'd be damned if I get in trouble because somebody is doing something other than this money. And I know this is not what it's for. So she started telling them, and she started trying to get in contact with Willis. And then it finally got to Willis, from some upper wigs that, hey, this young lady is, making some noise about what you're doing with this grant money. You may want to talk to her. So she set up a meeting with her, and first thing that happened was she got demoted, right? She went from being like the director of a program to an office clerk. Oh, one of the other things, so she had the spending of the money that was wrong, going to other places, but then one of the programs also in the grant was like a kids program, and it had to use kids that lived either in Fulton County or were a part of the Atlanta public school system. Well, Fani had people in there from like Minnesota and Florida and from all these places where clearly you don't go to Atlanta public school systems. So she blew the whistle on that. She blew the whistle on the money. Fani got mad. First they demoted her, and then she found out some more things. She blew the whistle, and then Fani and them fired her.
Yeah.
All right. Now, here's the funny thing. We're hearing about this now because there's so much light being shined on Fani and what's been going on with Trump. But this case was brought forth like 3 years ago.
I did not know that.
This case was brought forth 3 years ago.
Whoa.
And it was just, they kept trying to just push it, just hoping that it'd go away. And then the stuff happened with Trump. And then it was uncovered that, whoa, this is happening. Really? Hey, bring her on up in here. Let's find out what's going on, because, they were already saying that she was misusing funds when it came to the whole Nathan Wade thing. So now you have something. Okay, well, maybe we can't pinpoint the misusage of funds with Nathan Wade. Then you got this that's been just trying to work its way through the system that shows that she is misusing funds with grants, with federal grants. Okay, so this is going to help tie her into Nathan Wade, and she's been crying, saying, "Oh, she's just a pawn for Trump and them, blah blah blah." And it's like her lawyer, it's like Miss Timpson's lawyer said in an interview, "No bit, nobody's using her as a pawn. This has been in the system, and this has been in the system. The problem is now, because of you and your improprieties, it's now up in your face, and you want to try and throw emotional tids out there saying, oh, they're using her as a pawn. Trump and him is using her as a pawn. No, this isn't a pawn. This has been 3 years in the making, way before your Trump situation. You just trying to be emotional and throw all these people off who are watching you, because we know that Black people are highly emotional when it comes to voting. Henceforth, why she got the numbers that she got during the primary, right? But people aren't realizing that, hey, these are Black people that she's done. There hasn't been one white whistleblower. There hasn't been one white person who has come and said that Fani did them wrong. It's Black fathers and Black mothers who are saying that their Black children are dying in Fulton County because she won't do what's right by their cases. It's been Black women who said that, hey, this heifer has been sleeping with my husband and ruined my marriage. It's been Black women who come forward and said, hey, she fired me from retaliation because she was mad that, because now I want to let everybody to know, Amanda Timpson is not the lady that she was renting the apartment from that we seen during the hearing when they were going after Fani's relationship. The one whose condo that she was using when she left her house, this is not the same lady. They call her 2 Chains.
Yeah.
All right. This is not the lady with the glasses.
Oh, okay. That's a whole nother thing then.
Whole nother thing. Yeah, whole nother thing. Yes.
This is thought Trump shit was hard to keep up with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. This thing, man. Listen, this is getting real deep for Fani. So Fani better go ahead and if Fani knows what's good for her, man, she better step down, because this thing about to get real stinking for her.
Well, and we've gone back to this a couple times before. And always a shout out, local voting is important, but it shows a woman who she did not even need to win a state election. She did not, you know what I mean? It was a county election. It wasn't even like, governor, secretary of state, you know what I mean? Or treasurer, vice governor, none of that. It was one county elected her. It's a popular county, but still one county in the entire United States out of the hundreds of thousands of counties we have elected her, and look how she can derail and handle the national presidential election. So local elections have power. They just don't want you to think they do. So you're not involved, so they can put the people they want in, like a Fani Willis. Man, I found a good I don't know if you're familiar with this website. I'll bring it up. WLT Report. Have you heard of it?
I haven't.
Man, it seems like it's good. It breaks it down pretty well here. Let me see here. Boom. So we start at the top. It kind of gives you a timeline here. Whistleblower reveals Fani Willis misuse of grant funds. What I like is it goes, gather round for legal drama of the year. So Fani Willis finds herself under the spotlight again. Enter whistleblower Amanda Tipson. She's taken the stand, leaving us all shocked with allegations. So Patriot 911, big news alert, testimony at the Georgia Senate hearings. Oh, no. About the misuse of funds, which is what you went into there. And that's trending news politics. And it basically breaks down what you shared. You shared the actual, this is the transcript of the clip you shared on your show. Now, Willis has denied any wrongdoing and said she was fired because of poor job performance, which is really a bad thing to do to a woman who, clearly did an amazing job. Let's see here. And this meeting was the first time on what Cuffey wanted to spend the grant on. He said he wanted to spend it on computers, travel, and swag. Tipson told the Georgia senators, as I persisted that it is not what we could do. That is not what we could do. And that's when I realized my treatment had changed. So when she tried to rein them in, she said something like, what's going on? When I went to speak, she cut me off, and effective immediately, you're going to be removed and demoted, Timpson said. And as she said in that deposition, she had said that you played on your show. Once again, everybody needs to watch Friday Night Flights. She said specifically she had never met Fani before, and the meeting was less than 3 to 5 minutes, and she didn't even get anything out. So then, what I like is that it drops a lot of different Twitter places. You know what I mean? So, and then Georgia prosecutor Fani Willis appeals after judge drops multiple Trump charges. Whistleblower Amanda Timpson, former employee of Willis, cooperated. Boy, that keeps coming up. At least they provide their receipts. So you got that going on, and then maybe
I'm here today to fight for my reputation, to fight for the youth of Fulton County, but also for the truth.
Meanwhile, Willis has appealed a judge's decision to toss some of the charges in Trump's Georgia election interference case. Now, that judge said those charges did not properly detail the alleged crimes. Trump has also criticized former prosecutor, special prosecutor Nathan Wade, Fani Willis's ex-lover, who stepped down to keep her on the case. And Wade responded to those attacks as well. Let's watch.
There's something special about individuals who say things just for.
Isn't he just the cuckiest the cuck boy's dog? I'm sorry. When you hear him talking like he's
I want to slap the shit out that
attention
bag.
Or just to get a reaction. My reaction is simply this. Thank you.
What?
That's what I would be saying. Anyway, and then this breaks it down a little bit more. This is the Sarah Archer. She is just following. $488,564 in federal grants stolen by brazen Fani Willis DA office orchestrated the theft ring. Amanda Timpson felt threatened by the attorney, Michael Cuffey, who reported the theft of the children's grant money for clothing and computers was Madam's vision. And of course, as you said, Madam was was Fani Willis herself. Exactly. So yeah, that's crazy stuff. That's not a video. It's just the tweet. So anyway, I like this site when it comes to this stuff because it kind of gives you a little timeline on it. It's called the WLT Report, and it also has it seems like they're a little spicy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're a little spicy with it. I don't even know if they're I don't know if they're left leaning or right leaning, but yeah, I'm assuming they're right leaning. But yeah. Anyway, so let me get that off there. Boom. So yeah, the voice. So what I wanted to ask you about a little bit was do you know about this Cuffey guy? And then what do you anticipate is going to happen here? And then do you think that they're going to uphold her appeal or smash it down? And it's so weird that she's appealing drop charges. You know, that normally does not happen, especially in a flimsy case where you're under investigation, right? So why is she delusional? Does she think she's still, does she think she's still, 2 rounds to 1 in a 5-round fight? Like, what is going on here? What do you think's going on in the grander scheme?
Don't know much about Cuffy. We'd have to ask LS about Cuffy up in Fulton County. The bitch is Delulu. she's just Delulu. That's the only way we can put it, is that she's Delulu. She's going after the drop cake charges, trying to make it racial. And it's like, shawty, you need to count your eggs that you currently have in your basket.
True that.
And have them checked off as eggs. Don't count them as chickens. Just say you have eggs in the basket, all right? And you need to go find you some water, and you need to put those eggs in that water, and you need to find out whether they're going to sink or float, to find out whether or not they're edible eggs. And personally, I think that all them bastards are going to float, okay? They're not going to sink. I think they're all going to float. And I think she's going to have some serious problems here. The judge, this is just personally, I think the judge was playing it safe with her because he knew that he had an election on May 21st. Well, now he has been elected and he is in for another 4 years. I think that she is about to be in for the ride of her life. He's safe now. He doesn't have to be elected now. He is about to go in. All right. It's going to be perfect. It's going to be the best case you've ever seen. I got to get my Trump. It's going to get the best case you've ever seen. The judge is going to be perfectly fair. He's going to hand Fani Willis the loss that she deserves, bigger than any loss that any DA has ever received, because she's coming after me, a duly elected twice president of the United States of America. They know I won Georgia. I know I won Georgia. It was rigged, okay? It was a rigged election. I've never seen an election rigged like they did this one, but they rigged it, and we have the information. When we get into court, if it even makes it this far, if the judge doesn't toss out this salaciously rigged, horrible case, it's election interference, okay? It's election interference unlike any we've ever seen in American history. But Fani knows it, and she's a corrupt prosecutor, okay? She's a corrupt DA with her lover. I mean, what the hell is up with these people and their lovers, right? We have the lovers, Lisa Page and Peter Strzok. You remember the lovers? Oh, darling, we have a plan. We have a plan in case he wins. We have the insurance plan. Remember the insurance plan from the lovers? Russia, right? And she thought it was perfect, but we're going to get her. Okay, we're gonna get her, and Georgia loves me, and that's it.
I agree, and I think look, man. This is politics. You know what I mean? Classically, it is dirty. It is many blood-sucking insects, right? Politics. So of course, and I think the judge knows you'd have to be really slow to think that Trump isn't going to be the next president. Assuming there's an election and everything, assuming things go as they've gone for, most of things, history and life, you'd be really silly to assume that he's not the next president. And do you want to be that guy when he sends the federal, when he sends the federal investigative branch, the power of the White House down to see everything you've done right or wrong? Do you want to be that guy? Or do you want to be the guy that's like, hey, look, Trump, I dropped some charges, made it easy on you, sliding in and out here. You don't even have to show up. This ain't New York. Send your attorney. We'll do some paperwork. Why don't we call it 150 grand? I mean, that's a couple of weeks of Mar-a-Lago,
No. Because we have the evidence that things happened in Georgia. We know they cheated. You have the mother-daughter. We know what they did. We have this county. Shouts out to Protocol. He's a great guy down in Savannah. We have this precinct that had zero registered voters, y'all. Zero. And it had 1,600 votes. We're talking about 11,000 lost, zero registered voters. No. Judge, we have the evidence. We're going to fight it. She lied and said that I lied and knew that I lost Georgia. No, the numbers are off. I won Georgia. Here's my evidence, okay? There's something wrong. I'm going to win a third time and a fourth time and a fifth time.
And a fifth time. I love that. I love that. Well, okay, so I will say, made me think of you the other night. Bill Maher was on Gutfeld, right?
Oh, really?
And yeah, which was cool, man. Bill Maher and Gutfeld are buds. They hung out on Bill Maher's podcast. You know, he has his own like side podcast from the show. Anyway, he hung out with him on there. And what was really cool about that was that he he told him, I mean, he went into it. You know, Gutfeld was like, really? You're going to talk to me about Biden? He's like, no, Biden is no better. But once again, Bill Maher thought about you because he said, find me the votes. He said, find me votes. And I'm like, no, as you showed us, as many people have showed, similar things. If I'm the president and I get a call and it's like there are thousands of votes coming in from precincts with unregistered voters. We don't understand it. We can't figure it out. But these votes are coming in and we don't know where from and who from. Well, if I said, well, find me those votes then. Find me where they're coming. Find me the votes. Find me those votes. You know, it's like these aren't adding up. From everything we have, from voter rolls to voter registrations, which is how you base the number of motherfucking votes you get. Pardon my language. It's a holiday. We drank it. I mean, I got my energy drink, but you know what I'm saying? We represent the nation, so it's all good. You know what I mean? Hotep and Bill. Pew, 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 pew. Hotep is for the children. But I'm just saying, find me the votes mean find me these ghost votes. Find me the legitimacy of these. Find me these votes. Where are they coming from? What are they? Because there's thousands of them, and they're coming from out of thin air. Find them.
Mm-hmm.
That's what that means. That has nothing to do with create shit out of thin air. It has nothing to do with that. Context is a motherfucker, though, man. Pardon me, man. I'm on my cussing shit tonight.
Hey, man, let's run it. It's a holiday. You know what I'm saying? You deserve one.
Plus, it's like the news is getting, you know what? And I understand, man. I've been mentally preparing myself since last year, knowing. But, you know, as we get into summer, it heats up. You know what I mean? Summer is when the boys fight. Summer is when we get rowdy. You know what I mean? Summer is when we, sleep late and up late, so I get it. And it's about to go down. And, hell, even Trump knows, you know what I mean? That's why he's in there fighting right now. So, speaking of fighting, I did want to bring up Julian Assange, but before I do, man, let's get to a little, we're going to get to some small brain. I saw this. I kind of I'm going to surprise you with it. Let's see here. Hold on. Do you know who Jaguar Wright is? Pro?
I'm here, brother. I had to get right. What'd you say?
Oh, you got the hat right. Sorry, my bad. I was looking this up. Do you know who Jaguar Wright is?
Jaguar Wright. That's the chick. She's she's an artist, right?
Yeah.
She was a singer.
Well, no, yeah, she is a singer, but she's dropping some heat. So I won't play this. Actually, Jonah gave this to me, and I want to drop this for you. So yeah. Let's see here. It's an Instagram clip, so it doesn't like rewind. So I might have to, but we'll see. Hold on, real fast. Let me pull it.
Is this when she was in the bathroom?
No, this is an interview she did.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay, not that part.
Yeah, Corey Gamble has been a plant for a long time. Everybody knows it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Ellen?
The one that groomed Justin and make him so pliable so that they could pimp him out at all these damn music festivals. He would be the right guy for the job.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
You can sue me, Corey.
Let me ask you about Corey Gamble. He was at Kim Porter's death scene.
Yeah, I know. And he was also the nigga that took Tory Lanez to Kylie's house to fake shoot Megan Thee Stallion. Corey is Justin Bieber's former tour manager,
Listen to this.
which taught Kris Jenner how to be a tour manager so that she could take over the financial responsibility for all of Kanye West shows and remove Sean G. Yeah, Corey Gamble has been a plant for a long time. Everybody knows it.
So that's what I was wanting to show you, man, and get your thoughts on, man.
It was
So,
Ellen. That was Ellen. That was Ellen.
and here's the thing, man, that like, and I think, as I learn more about the inner workings of politics, working with you, hopefully I've been helpful to you on some level with entertainment. Not that you didn't know entertainment before, but there are levels, you know what I mean? And and I keep saying it's all these managers and agents and stuff, and watch out. You know what I mean? I'm worried about any man who wants to be my manager. One thing I know about being a manager, man, is like, I'm gonna do it because you need it and I believe in you, but man, it's gonna be a tough job. Like, it ain't easy.
I ran away from entertainment
Yeah.
and arguably got in something way worse than fucking politics.
I think politics is dirtier,
Yeah.
but it's a quicker path to the top, quite honestly, because it's more power, But yeah, man, it's and it's like, okay, well, and you let me break this one down, okay? A little of that inside baseball that no one gets or whatever, man. It's like, it's the only reason I keep a damn Facebook is so when these people want to talk this shit, there's receipts. There's damn near 20 years of receipts of me being here and doing this shit. And now the Grifties is another receipt. However, a tour manager is a very important thing because you're dependent upon them, especially on that level. Your tour manager decides what food comes in your room, who sees you, who doesn't see you. They know the drugs you're doing. They know the people you're sleeping with. They know the people trying to sleep with you. They know the fans trying to get at you. They know all of that stuff, and they control all of that. You know what I mean? And they're ultimately responsible for your health and well-being on the road. And that is a big deal. And if you are a crook or crooked, it's real easy, to co-opt people, to get them into stuff, to get them on the drugs, which is, I think, that dude did with Justin Bieber what they did to Kanye West with the nutritionist and all the drugs and stuff like that. But that was also now we know about Tory Lanez. We don't know all about it, but man, we know how dirty that scenario was. That was crazy, right? With Megan and
that was
Tory.
very crazy. Yeah.
I forgot all about that one.
As she said, he fake shot her. He didn't shoot her. The best friend shot her. We already know the best friend shot her.
Right. So, but he was hemmed up in that. He's just there at all of these times.
I didn't know about Kim Porter though. I didn't know he was at Diddy's at Kim Porter shit. Like, that's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. That's interesting, right? So whenever you have a dude that's always on the scene, but he's in the background, and I don't know if you saw, but at the very beginning of that clip, he was in that Illuminati mask gear stuff. You know what I mean? And he had that golden chalice, which means that you've participated in the sacrifice and you're drinking from the chalice. So yeah, man, I would not be surprised at all, man. And that's, believe it or not, man, you can say what you want, but this is why Christianity is powerful in Hollywood and stuff, because that's what they, just like Bieber became a Christian, because that stuff is scary, man. And you get exposed to that. And the one thing they don't mess with is, I don't know if there's a deal or something. I don't know what's going on there. So, but yeah, man, that's the one thing. So, a lot of these folks turn to Christianity to get out of that. And I completely understand that. Kirk Cameron, that kind of thing there. People say what you want, but those dudes were turned out. So anyway, I wanted to show you that, get your thoughts on that. Maybe we'll follow up on that a little later. But I think she's available, man. We're going to try to get this. We're going to try to get her for an interview. Plus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She seems cool as hell and fun. So, yeah, man. Fun and cool as hell. So, let me pull up this Julian Assange info real fast. What I got here.
Free Julian.
Free King
Julian.
Let's see here. Let me get this news. I had it pulled up.
Free King Julian, everyone, because he likes to move it.
Okay, we'll just pull it right off the wire. I like that.
Through the wire, through the limit, through the storm.
Shout out to Cannon Hotep, The Wire.
Yo.
All right, so what I am looking at now, I'm pulling this up. What's happening right now is Julian Assange is actually fighting extradition again. So Julian Assange's appeal to avoid extradition to go ahead. It could be legally groundbreaking. So the European Court of Human Rights has never decided a case arguing extradition would violate freedom of expression. So the High Court will be the first to decide whether a potential violation of freedom of expression could be a bar to extradition. So long story short, it has to do with the freedom of press, right? And the fact that this person can express themselves if they're extradited. So there is that, what's the word I'm looking for? Inalienable rights that are God-given rights, which, man, hey, that gets tricky, man, because I would love now the whole thing. And this is, once again, this is why I think the Libertarian Party is a joke in many ways. It's the anti-party. You know what I mean? It's the kids that are smoking cigarettes after school, or you know what I mean? It's like, that's not good for you. And you guys are losers. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm free and I can do what I want to do.
Exactly.
And that's where I look at the Libertarian Party like, okay, like you guys are really the party of weirdos. Like I really want to rock with y'all, but like you're really telling me that you're praying to a unicorn god that's going to pick you up and take you to school every morning?
Exactly.
And I'm just supposed to be okay with this? Check, please. Matter of fact, don't even give me the check. I'm dining and dashing on this one.
There you go. So, and long story short here, basically the U.S. is trying to get him here because basically he showed that we bomb innocent little brown people for money and oil and to appease dictators that we've, basically puppeted into place at the cost of yet the same poor brown people all over the world. But basically, WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange challenges the court for extradition to the United States to face charges of computer misuse. Oh, and espionage will continue after the High Court in London rejected the U.S. government's assurances that his rights of freedom of expression would be protected. Go figure. Literally, England is saying, no, USA, you're too much of a communist dictatorship now. On March 26th, the High Court conditionally granted. Where in the world? Hey, Pro, do you remember the thing called the Revolutionary War? Do you ever hear that? July 4th, we get together and, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think
barbecue. I know you don't do hamburgers or hot dogs, but I'm going to have some chicken dogs. I found some really good kosher chicken dogs I think you'll love. So, I don't know. I got to try it.
I just had me some turkey burgers today, man. So,
Yeah, man, I got to get turkey bacon for you. I can make turkey bacon taste almost like real bacon. You got to put a little butter in it. But
word.
There. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, drop like, a little pat, like what is that? Like, if you do it like a quarter tablespoon, if you cut it, quarter tablespoon per bacon piece. And you let that butter brown a little bit, then you drop the bacon in there. It tastes almost exactly like real bacon because I think it's the butter fat. So, yeah.
I'm gonna try that out.
So anyway, March 26th, the High Court conditionally granted Assange the right to appeal to the UK Home Secretary's order that he be extradited. The High Court, which would be the Supreme Court here, but it's in England, the High Court granted Assange the right to appeal on the grounds, on 3 grounds, and agreed to hear a full appeal on those grounds only. The court sought assurances from the U.S. that the risks posed to Assange if he were extradited could be prevented. It decided the assurances were insufficient. So what happens now? Basically, long story short, he gets to make his argument. What are assurances? Assurances are an important part of contemporary extradition law, but they are controversial. They are given where extradition could credibly lead to the violation of legal protections, usually human rights. Many Western countries will only extradite people to the U.S. if the charges would not lead to the death penalty, or if the relevant prosecution authority agrees not to seek the death penalty. So New Zealand has had this problem. At today's hearing, Assange lawyers accepted the assurance on the principle of specialty. So they accepted the U.S. provided binding and unambiguous commitments not to increase the charges or seek the death penalty. So they're trying to get him back here. And long story short, they wouldn't seek the death penalty, but of course they would do life in prison. Now, right now, if people don't know, he's been holed up in the oh my gosh, not the Venezuelan embassy. The let's see, now I have to pull that up. Shame on me.
What's the name of the embassy? It's not Moroccan. It's
Julian Assange is at what embassy? And that is
Ecuador.
Yes, Ecuadorian embassy, because there is no extradition agreement between Ecuador and the U.S. So, but basically the way, they're doing it because welcome to the U.S., man. And this is something, a side note, but this is something that, HJ was talking about how we are more communist than we think. And I'll be honest, man, being a Oklahoma boy, you know what I mean? Red, white, and blue, MAGA. I hate to hear that. And my whole life, I've believed fully in fighting communism, until I was kind of Marxist in a way, but I still hated communism. And then you back into it and you realize that, I would say the main things that make us not communists are one, freedom of speech. But then look, Reverend Yeshitela has just said, hey, maybe Russia's not the complete bad guy and you don't know the whole story, and they lock him up.
Lock him up.
And then I would say, then I would say the other thing, one of the other things is land ownership, eminent domain. If they decide they want to something, not war, not anything other than we're going to build a road. We want to divert more water for a town. So you're giving us your land. Here's a check. But but this is my land. It's been my land for generations upon no, now it's ours, bitch. So we can't
don't pay your taxes. Don't pay your land taxes and see what happens to your land. See how much of your land is really your land if you don't pay your taxes. Exactly.
So you're basically leasing land from the federal government at a taxation rate until you can't pay it anymore. They raise it to an insufferable amount, and then you're going to have to physically fight for your land. So
you want to build what? No, that's not zoned for that. You can't build that. What do you mean? You want to build that on your land? How dare you?
You don't get to build anything. What if I want to raise chickens and cows and horses?
You're not zoned for chickens.
What if I want to build a motherfucking shopping mall for that matter? You know what I mean? Like, I should be able to do whatever I want on my land. What if I want to make, what if we want to do ProFest and we bring out the hottest entertainment every year? You know what I'm saying? We'll just do that on Tybee and let them worry about it. Boom! Anyways. We're going to take care of Tybee. Anyway, in the best of ways. We love you, Tybee Island. Anyways. So, man, that is stuff to think about when you kind of break this down. And Julian Assange just shows how the government is willing and will blatantly overstep on the regular. I think the thing is, man, I got a little dark. I was having a good day. And then I got into this Julian Assange thing. And the more I see this, the more I saw the parallels for Dexter and what he's going through. And then I dug a little bit more into Dexter and more into Assange. And it just it puts you in that spot, man. You know what I mean? It puts you where you're like, man, fuck the government. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm just kidding, government. We love you. Thank you for providing. If we could only get you more power and more money, he
loves you.
Fix everything. I'm kidding.
I love you.
I don't.
Can't stand you.
Ugh.
I think that you're a runaway, tyrannical, mumbling, bumbling, stumbling fools. That's what I think you are. And I think that you get getting away with entirely too much. And I think you need to be reined in. And as a U.S. citizen, and the way that the Constitution is set up, and the way that the Declaration of Independence is set up, and the fact that I am a citizen of the state of Georgia, that is a part of the pact that creates the United States of America, as a Georgia citizen, I think you guys have done entirely too damn much, federal government, and you hacks that are in the state of Georgia. I think you too are getting away with entirely too much. And I think it's time for you to be reined in, and we're going to rein you in. We're going to do what's necessary, and you are going to abide by the rules in which you said that you're going to uphold. You're not going to be tyrannical. You're not going to use lawfare. You're not going to lose your political police thugs, because it will go down. You understand me? Uhuru. And I am proud of all the boys who are willing to stand up and do what's right. We need less tyranny. We need less government. We need more freedom. We need more supports of entrepreneurs. We need more proper raising of our children. We need more veneration of our housewives, of our women, the ones who create the society that give us the churn. We need more of that. We need more women in their place. We need less soy boys out here playing and saying that they are women, because they are not. You are bitches, and you're bitch made men, and you need to be taken care of. Point blank and period. So government and all your foolishness, we're here and we're going to rein you in. Okay, I'm sorry, bro.
No, absolutely. No, first things first. I love it. And this is, what Trump says and why I like Vivek, because Vivek almost boils it down a little tighter than Trump, because Trump is so high level business. He speaks in that high level business way, whereas Vivek can almost still speak, you know what I mean? Regular guy. But yeah, first things first, we need to get rid of half 75% of permanent Washington immediately.
How about 100% of permanent Washington?
I mean, you got your file clerks and stuff. I don't want to get rid of nice old ladies that just move papers from, one end of a building to the next. But, and your janitors and stuff like that. But yeah. I'm saying any policymaker who is appointed and not elected needs to go, period.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, I think that there should be a limit. I think that you should serve in Washington for 20 years at most. And I think that you should have nothing to do with this stuff. And I think you should have accountability. I really think that aid should have accountability. Think about all the people in Washington, just like tour managers and stuff like that have zero accountability. They face zero accountability ever. The motherfuckers who run YouTube, Mark Zuckerberg, zero accountability for anything they do, man. At what point does it become the Hunger Games? You know what I'm saying, bro? At what point do, you know what I mean? We just start, take it. I don't want to get nobody in trouble, man. I'm just like, at what point does it become the Hunger Games? How many more starving people do they have to stack on top of starving people? Do they have to stack inside of our kids' gymnasiums? You know what I mean? And literally coming out going, if you've got a spare bedroom, put up an illegal. How much do they have to do that and then feed them and then give them Obama cards while people are out here and can't find decent jobs? And even if they had a decent job 2 years ago, now that's not a decent job because inflation on some things is as high as 80%. Milk, eggs, meat. You know what I'm saying? What's that one right there? What's that one?
What is this?
Yeah, bring it tighter.
A little closer. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
when it becomes Hunger Games.
Exactly. That is fair. No, I'm just frustrated at it right now.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. When it becomes Hunger Games, you know what I'm saying? We just, we just keep ourselves ready. We just keep.
Got the land, got the blickies. You know what I'm saying? We can still say blicky.
No?
I don't know blicky. So
got the blicky.
that hung around. That was a light one for a minute and hung around. And it was like, we can't co-opt that one. So it goes away. But blicky. So, man, we about up on it, man. So let's hit it. Let's get it. Let's
go. I'm
in it. Man, we're going to start out. Actually, what I wanted to start out with, we're going to slide into that Trump stuff. What I wanted to start out with was Dave Smith here. Hold on. Let me pull this up. So Dave Smith, if you guys don't know, ran for the Libertarian candidate for president last election. He's a very popular stand-up comedian. He was actually almost at the Grifties. But he actually was out of town that day. He's a powerful libertarian, intelligent, very popular on that side. And, career comedian, podcaster. So, comes from my ilk. Love the guy. And he's basically this smart, not cracked out version of Sam Tripoli. So this is what he said. And he basically opened for Trump with this. And I'm actually 100% in agreement with him. And I wanted to get your thoughts. It's only a 3-minute hit. So.
Okay. No, but I'm serious. There are members of the Libertarian Party and there are people who came here to support Donald Trump. Listen, I want I have a message for both of you individually. I hear you. To the members of the Libertarian Party, which I am also one. Guys, listen, here's my message to the Libertarians here. The former president of the United States of America and the current frontrunner to be the next president is here to talk to you. We are not a bunch of college leftist sissies. We believe in free speech. So be respectful.
Boom.
I'm not telling you have to agree with him, and I'm not telling you have to cheer for him. But we're not having like Jordan Peterson at Berkeley event here. And the message we're sending to the world is not that we can't handle ideas that we disagree with.
We need more of that. We need more of that, bro.
Yes,
We
do.
are libertarians. We are constantly surrounded by ideas that we disagree with.
Boom. You know what I mean? How does that feel? Hotep
Man.
Jesus could have said that. It'd been like, we are constantly surrounded by ideas we disagree with. You could have said that. You are constantly surrounded by ideas you disagree with, man. Anyway,
I'm gonna be real. I just want to drop this.
I'm surrounded by idiots.
exactly.
We're in Washington, D.C., for God's sake. And here's my message to the Donald Trump supporters who are here. You came to the Libertarian Party National Convention, and we're libertarians around these parts. So let me tell you a little bit about what we believe in case you're not sure. Here's what we believe. Donald Trump, as president of the United States of America, was framed for treason by his own deep state.
Boom.
And those people belong in jail.
That's balls. That is balls, man. We'll get into why some people in the Libertarian Party hate Trump and, the deep right.
Please.
Man,
Please,
but
because I heard some things that has really, there's shit that comes out of their mouth that it pisses me off. So let's finish and then they'll bring that up. Let's go.
lock them up.
It is an absolute crime against our nation that the intelligence agencies that supposedly work for the president would dare frame a presidential candidate. But they crossed a whole nother line when they framed the sitting commander in chief. And not one of them has paid for that. And that is unacceptable.
Boom.
Around these parts, we are truly America first. We believe in no foreign adventurism. We are strict non-interventionists.
And where I'm at with you.
The proxy wars of choice following 20 years of disastrous terror wars in Ukraine and in Israel are absolutely inexcusable, and America should have no part of either of them. We are $34 trillion in debt.
Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody.
End the war. Yeah, man. So anyway, and he basically goes on to just, simply say, be nice to Donald Trump, or at least hear him out. Powerful, man. And that's the thing, to get into it a little bit from what I know, and, libertarians are so hard to find. And then the ones that get along well enough to represent. But basically, long story short, the Libertarian Party had gone to shit. Okay. It was basically liberal light. So as far as I know, when it was founded, it was basically conservative light. When the conservative or the Republican movement got so on board for all the wars, there were a bunch of people who were like, I want to be a Republican, but I can't be pro-war anymore, or I am not pro-war. So the libertarians came out, and then government encroachment, right? And then, of course, the, kind of the just the Marxist movement of, and it was we want less taxes. I mean, you know, one of their core foundational principles is all taxation is theft. You know, they believe taxation is theft, which is fair, and they're very conservative on their conservative principles, right? But all that glitters is not gold. Their last before Dave, their last presidential candidate was, you know, very pro BLM, and it is not enough to be not racist. We must be actively anti-racist, and, you know, that kind of thing. Some crazy lady, they got her out now. The Mises Caucus came in, right? And let me pull up a little bit about the Mises Caucus here. And this is what changed them and got Trump involved and all of that there. And this is where Dave got in. And the Mises Caucus is, let's see here. We'll just pull it up. We'll share this tab instead. The Libertarian Party Mises Caucus. See here, make sure everybody can see that. There we go. Yeah. Libertarian Mises Caucus Party is a caucus within the Libertarian Party in the United States that promotes paleo-libertarianism. Is a liberal and political activism strategy aimed at uniting libertarians and paleo-conservatives. It was developed by American anarcho-capitalist theorists Murray Rothbard and Lou Rockwell in the American political context after the end of the Cold War from 89 to 95. Now we have to go back. Ron Paul was a big movement guy in it. So anyway, wait, where'd it go? Sorry. They sought to communicate libertarian notions of opposition to government intervention by using messages accessible to the working class and middle class people at the time. They combined the libertarian free market views with the cultural conservatism of paleo-conservative while opposing protectionism. The strategy also embraced the paleo-conservative reverence for tradition and religion. This approach, usually defined as right-wing populism, was intended to radicalize citizens against the state. I don't know about that. They have citations. I don't want to get into that. Just trying to give us a basis there. So clearly this is a very pro-conservative movement we're dealing with here, that has kind of found a home because the Republicans have done such a shit job of figuring out how to work with MAGA. Right. So you have the people that are, and here's the thing about it that drives me crazy. You know, say what you want about Tim Cass, but it's important when you're on there. It's important to go on there. If it wasn't, Donald Trump wouldn't be on there Monday night. You know what I mean? Everybody we know and love that can and wants to be on there is trying to get on there, or has been. You name the name. And they're on there. Quite honestly, if Tim called me tomorrow, I'd be on there. You know, and I would force you to go.
I know you'd force me to go, but I'd only go on there. I have concessions. You want me on Tim Cass? I need Luke and Seamus.
Luke doesn't go on there, and remember they got into it about the Trump Operation Warp Speed. Remember? It was a clip. It went viral. He has not been on since. They had a thing. Yeah, they had a whole thing. So, we talked to Luke. So
get me Seamus.
Yeah, Seamus will come on. Yeah.
Get me Seamus.
Yeah. Seamus
I'll go on there with Seamus.
What about Shane?
I was watching.
Wouldn't it be gangster to have Shane sitting there, the homie?
I mean, look, I'll take
Shane.
I'll take Shane. Yeah. I love Shane. I love Shane. I love the hell out of Shane. Yes. But that's I've always prior to meeting and loving Shane, no Diddy, right? Seamus and Luke was my pushback guys, where it was like, yes, I only really like watching it because they're going to push back at Tim like nobody pushes back on Tim. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. So I would love to be able to sit in a room at the desk, you know what I'm saying, while the pushbacks are pushing back. And it's like, yes, I'm here with these guys on the pushback on Tim. This is beautiful. But I'll do Shane. You know what I'm saying? I think me and Shane could go on that thing and double dutch that.
Because Shane is slick with it. If you watch Shane, he's the guy, he doesn't if you're like, no, you're wrong. He's not like, my man is right. You're wrong. He's like, well, the reason he's saying that is because he's done the research, and it makes a lot of sense that what he's saying comes from a place of research and intelligence, and you should really look at it. He does the thing where he takes your ability to be intelligent and disagree away. So you can still disagree, but now you're stupid. I try to do that. It's like, I'm not going to fight you on the level of, no, I disagree, I'm right. I'm going to fight you on the, you can disagree with me, but what does that make you, though?
What does that make you? Yes, I can dig that, man. But I was watching I actually was watching Luke earlier because Luke was also at the convention. And
yeah,
he
he's
did
he's a libertarian. Yeah,
he's a libertarian. Yeah. So and they were talking, and they were hitting on the getting on the why the libertarians dislike Trump thing, right? So it was like, oh, we had 2020, and he caused the biggest spike in debt in U.S. history, and he gave Fauci these powers, and he did this and he did that, and it's like, dude, were you not paying attention to what happened? He literally got backed into a corner with all of that. He didn't want to be in that corner. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate when people bring up Operation fucking Warp Speed. It's like, I got to hit the Ren and Stimpy. I'm going to put this on my soundboard. You idiots. Right?
Idiots.
I am definitely going to put that on my soundboard because he literally, so I'm pulling this up now and I'm going to share it, and do me a favor and bring it up on the screen. Guys, listen, it is very, very profane laced, and it's okay because it's pro. You know how I get down. I love the curse. My curse words are my favorite things in all of my vocabulary. They're my favorite. All right.
You remember that old Ghetto Boy song, cuss words, just let him roll.
Just let him roll.
Damn motherfucking asshole, cuss words, never quit. Stupid motherfucking shit. That was, man, Ghetto Boys was the bomb back in the day. Boom, there we go.
All right, guys. If you go on Protocol's Rumble page, where you're probably watching right here live, and you go down, as you see, this video was 2 years ago and I only got 83 plays, guys. 83 plays and 1 like. You know why? Because of the name of it, destroying the COVID narrative. Okay. And as you see on this, and see, this is one of my good old days. This is back when I used to do my Facebook lives. You know what I mean? This is going down.
Before Facebook had to shut us down.
Yeah, before they shut me down, man. This was the original pro page. You guys didn't even get to see this pro page. This was the 5,000 friends with 1,000 people in the oh, look at that. Hold on. Look. Look at this. Sherelle Gover. Too early. She put my name in there. She had tagged me too early. LOL. I open my eyes.
This is the first
thing I see. Some facts. 100. You know what I'm saying?
Good Lord. Yeah, you're like, I was like, man, it's such a shame. And then I'm like, before you stupid bitches come fight me. It's like, good Lord. Eat a dick, bitch. I'm like, good Lord. At breakfast, I'm like, you gang banging on bacon?
Gang banging on bacon, bro. And that's how I felt, you know what I'm saying? And before because my statement was, Trump is the only elected official that gives a fuck about fighting and defeating this virus. And before you stupid bitches come fight me on my stance, eat a breakfast dick and watch some videos. All right. Because it was early in the morning. You feel me?
That is literally gang banging on bacon, dog.
I was gang banging on bacon, bro. It gang banging on bacon, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I love it. Nobody say pro don't go hard. You know what I mean?
Right. You can't say I don't go hard, bro. And here I am, right? And when I said what, eat some video, and literally, y'all, I want y'all to understand, like, only the women was giving me hell during this time, because again, they're the highly emotional people, right? So when I just want people to know, when I call a female a bitch, right? 9 times out of 10, all right, what is a bitch? Anybody know what a bitch is? By definition?
Female dog by definition.
It's a female dog by definition, right? What do dogs do when they see something that they don't know or they don't understand.
They bark at it.
They bark at it profusely.
Yep.
Profusely. Hold on a second.
Yeah, and just to elaborate on that, basically, in the parlance of the hood, bitch can mean many different things.
It can.
A bitch, a pimp has a bottom bitch, and that's a complimentary term. So anyway, sorry, you back. He's back.
So like, yeah, so they bark at things they don't understand, right? And most of the time they were coming at me barking at me because I understood politics and they didn't understand politics. So I wasn't calling them bitches to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just an added bonus. However, I literally was called, you're barking at things that you don't understand. How about you gain some understanding and then you don't have to worry about barking at it like you're doing? But everybody was coming hard on the whole COVID narrative. But see, I understood this though. I knew what was going on. So as this video that I brought up, and you guys can go and check it out, it says President Trump and NASA Administrator Bridenstine on coronavirus technologies. All right. So while everybody harps in on the shot, right, the vaccine, that was, Trump was like, yeah, you ain't really got to take that vaccine. Like, there's other things that we can do. And let me see if if it scrolls down right quickly. Did I scroll enough in this one? Let's see. I'm reading. All right. Pause. Can you guys see that on that table right there?
Yep.
That's a machine that they can sit inside of a room, an ambulance, any type of closed space, and it would fog the place up. It will fog it up, and it will completely disinfect it.
Right.
Completely. You had another machine, similar things was going on. They were creating technologies to combat this virus. So when we talk about Operation Warp Speed, it just wasn't about the vaccine. And any of you dumbasses who claim that you're intellectual or you're smart and you always throw out, oh, warp speed, the vaccine, warp speed, shut the fuck up and go educate yourself about everything that fell up under Operation Warp Speed. All right.
Exactly.
Look at what they were doing with far UVC lighting and how it was killing bacterial with the vaccine. I mean, I'm not the vaccine, with the virus. Okay. The vaccine was out there because you had people who was not going to move because they felt like, well, I need a shot. I need a vaccine before I go anywhere. So they were just like, all right, well, yeah, do that too. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You want it, fine. Make it available for them people who want it. But we're not forcing it on anybody. So I don't care, bro. I don't give a damn if he was the father of the goddamn vaccine. You feel me? He was also the father of those machines. He was also the father of the far UVC lighting being used for the coronavirus. He was the father of a lot of things. So don't just cherry pick and say, oh, the clot shot, the vaccine. And it was like, no, that was one of the things that was available for dumbasses who wanted to use it. I didn't get no fucking vaccine. I'm a pure blood.
And yeah, by the time the vaccine had come out, there was enough information on it. Then past that, what I really want to ask these folks, man, is okay, so you would have done better as president? You know what I mean? This guy got up there and just so people remember, when he said, moreover than the vaccine, there are many different things we're looking into, like disinfectants, the same kind that they can just put in the air and it kills germs in the air. Maybe we can figure out how to put that in blood. He said drink bleach. That's it's like, no, that's the problem. Either he says do other things and you scream, oh, he said drink bleach. Or he says, or we're also providing a vaccine. Because I'll be honest, if I'm the president of the United States of America and the highest level, most well-funded medical people on the planet come to me and go, we're working on a vaccine that we think is going to work. What do you do, man?
What do you do, man?
Then it got out of control. And then as he was rolling out, and people forget, it got worse with him as he left. It didn't get better.
Yeah.
It got worse. And now they've admitted all this. And they basically, just like they came out recently as a side note, I think I sent you a link on it. They basically came out and said the J6 NBC show trial was all fake. They hired the producer. Now, we all knew this. If you were in our world, if you look with your third eye, as we say, you knew what was going on. If you if your steps are ordered by God because you are a righteous man, you can see all of this happening way before it drops. But at least the receipts are dropped, and it's nice. When things there would have gotten you kicked off social media, they're now coming out, and the people you were accusing of doing it go, yeah, we did it. You know, so I think a lot of it, man, what you were just showing there, the machines they're talking about, because there's also a UV thing. Like, you can look it up. There's UV treatments that doctors in, like I said, I got a friend from Germany. He's like, yeah, it's weird how they don't even talk about it here. But there's it's like a tanning bed almost, UV lighting thing, and it kills infection in your body.
Inside
and he's like,
the body.
Yeah, he's like, there's a radiation thing there, but as long as it's like anything else. You know what I mean? As long as you breathe and you do it right. But
guess what else we've been using that he mentioned? The body disinfectant.
What?
When he was talking about the body disinfectant, look up O3 gas treatment.
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's been being done. There's been, and that's like a bleach, if you would, of the body. It goes in and it disinfects and it cleanses your body. So like all these people, that's just people being ignorant. They're emotional. Again, 19 minutes, 9 seconds, destroying the COVID narrative. It's on my Rumble page. Guys, go check it out. You got to watch it. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the profanity get you. Just understand that this was right before I lost my Facebook page in 2020. Okay. So you guys got to understand, this is 2020. It's going down. I have a target on my head, my back, my neck, my legs, my stomach. You feel me? It's like it's literally wanted dead or alive, but preferably dead time for me, because this is 2020. I'm a black man supporting Trump. You already know how it was in America during that time. So I'm fed up. I'm mad. I'm angry. I'm tired of people. You get to see the comments and the people attacking me. Like it was a reason that video came. It was a reason.
Enough was enough, straight up.
Yeah.
And speaking of enough being enough, man, I got to give shout outs to the man himself, ladies and gentlemen. This man did not have to do this, and he knows it's important, and he was masterful. This is one of those things you almost, if you're watching us right now, you're welcome, and you shouldn't be allowed without paying a lot of money to hear what we're about to speak, because you have two professionals, long-term career professional speakers, presenters, public speakers, producers, promoters, podcasters, broadcasters, actor. I have acted. I have written for acting. I've produced shows. I've performed and starred in many shows. I've done well over 2,000 live stand-up comedy shows in my lifetime. Protocol has spent years upon years on the radio. He's DJ'd for tens of thousands of people for at least over a decade, podcasted for over a decade. So long story short, we know about the promoted tons of shows. Man, your resume speaks for itself. But my man and myself, we understand how this game works on a level that most of y'all simply don't. No disrespect. If you're a plumber, I'd be screwed if you said, come to work with me tomorrow, and there was a backup tool. You're like, take care of that, and threw a toolbox at me. If you are a mechanic, you know what I mean? If you do a computer programmer, there's a lot of things that you do that I can't do as good as you, and that's cool, man. But when it comes to speaking in front of people, presenting, broadcasting, it's what I do. It's my life. I have committed my life to it. So is Protocol. So, and I would say even more so for me, entertainment, for politics. But the cool thing here is we're looking at the most entertaining politician to ever live. So you guys got lucky if you're listening. So, 47. I know the drops now. Anyway, so we're going to watch some of this speech and break it down, because it is masterfully done in front of a hostile, and I mean hostile, crowd. All right, so here we go. This is Trump last night at the Libertarian Party convention.
Oh, it's an interesting question, isn't it? Well, thank you very much, everybody. And thank you, Angela, for that introduction.
Okay, so we're just going to pause immediately right out the gate right there. And I'm going to say, watch what he does. He listens. It's two of the crowd, and he's listening. Who's going to win out? Because clearly half the crowd is for him there. And I'd say about 25% was not for him at all. He's smile on his face. Thank you. And he's listening. He's watching. My people are over here. He's looking towards his people. That's where the Trump people are. The angry outie people on the other side. And he's giving them a big smile. He's like, I see you. I see you.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. And thank you, Angela, for that.
No rush, no sweat. He's like, let him get it out. Let him get it out. Let him get it out. So I just wanted to start right there. You know what? Valiant Thor in the building. Thank you so much. Politicians want to take the United States into endless wars. We love you, man, and you're right there. We'd love the fact you're listening. I don't know if I love you, man. You might be an awful human, but we're glad you're listening. And oh shit,
the man is here. The man right here. The man right here.
Ready, guys?
Jenkins, Leroy in the building. We hope you're having a lovely Sunday. Remember when there were no wars, our borders were secured, and we could afford gas and groceries? I do. It was between 2016 and 2020. Yeah, yes, man. Sir. At least less wars. You know, I'll tell you this right now, and anybody that wants to fight is more than willing. There's been one president in my entire lifetime to reduce the number of troops we've had overseas. One. Donald J. Okay, so just wanted to hit that. Anything you wanted to say about that little intro about him just, you know, doing what he did there?
I just love the fact that they put his hair on their logo.
Oh, that's brilliant. Bro in the building. Yes.
Introduction. And I am truly honored to be invited here tonight as the first president in American history to address the Libertarian National Convention. Great honor. A lot of people ask why I came to speak at this Libertarian Convention, and you know, it's an interesting question, isn't it?
I love that because people forget, you know what I'm saying? Literally 2 days before, there was 100,000, or you know, at least 30,000 people in the Bronx in an impromptu just party, and they were like, Trump, Trump, and like way more people than in this crowd, and they were screaming his name and loving on him, and now he's here, they're like, boo, he's like, oh, they asked me what to do this, and that's an interesting question.
That's an interesting question.
This is why people love him.
Right. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna go where they say I'm hated, where they say I'm not loved, where they say they don't care about me, and I'm gonna stand there and I'm going to address them. Because what's the worst they can do? Boo at me? I've been booed. I've been booed more than booze has been booed. I've had arenas of people boo me. I beat up Vince McMahon on national TV.
Exactly.
Multiple times.
Yes. My man Valiant Thor said, here's a fun fact. The United States was founded in 1776, and she's been at war for 228 of her 248 calendar years of existence. Let that sink in. True. Leroy Jenkins said, the fuck goes on? What up, dog? We are just covering this rally as, you know, professional entertainers, speakers, and politicians. You know, we're the guys. And what a spicy speech it was last night. It made me proud, actually, to support Trump specifically in this election.
But we're gonna have a lot of fun. Well, in the last year, I've been indicted by the government on 91 different things. So if I wasn't a libertarian before, I sure as hell am a libertarian now.
Boom! That's called warming up the crowd. That's called warming up. That's exactly what that is. Hey, if I wasn't one of you before, I am one of you now because I am hemmed up, y'all. What are you going to say to me? What are you going to say? Look, you are libertarians. You hate one thing, the government, right? Especially the way the U.S. is right now. You hate that. So I'm going to come out and tell you they've jammed it up my ass comfortably. Pause, no Diddy. And now I'm one of you. Now say something. And then people are like, boo. But this is the brilliance of Trump, is that you hating all you. Congratulations, you played yourself. He makes you play yourself. It's brilliant. Anyway, we'll continue on, man. Sorry. And you tell me to stop anytime.
And unlike Joe Biden, I don't throw people in jail for disagreeing with me. I don't do that.
You tell it.
I want to thank some people that have been really outstanding, and they are great libertarians and great people. Ambassador Rick Grinnell, Senator
I don't think
Mike
they like
Lee,
Rick Grinnell.
Cash Patel,
Cash.
and Senate
Pause it.
candidate who's going to win.
Pause it right quick. So for those who don't know, so like I'm a Q head. I read the drops. I am not. JFK is still alive. Q. I've seen JFK get his head blown off by his driver. I am not that person. Okay, but there's a lot of things that I have read that has come to pass. And one thing, if you go and you look at the drops, Cash Patel is mentioned in the Q drops 3, 4, 5 times. So, you know, and nobody knew who Cash Patel was, but you'd go look up his name and you'd see him in all these different places. So, yeah, I believe in the Q movement. I think maybe towards the end, it may have gotten co-opted. I still don't know whether or not it was at the end, but during the glory days, I definitely believe it. I go back and read a lot of the drops now, a lot of things. There's a lot of future-proof past that's going on right now. So it is what it is. But yeah, Cash name was definitely dropped a lot of times in the Q drops. I just had to say that because he dropped Cash.
One thing I love about him is he started a podcast called Cashing In with Cash Patel. As soon as Trump lost, and it was just him going, you know, I was Trump's guy. You want to hear about it? Let me tell you about it. My man says Sleepy Joe's voice is like listening to yogurt dripping down a piece of sandpaper. Like vodka, Botox, and Vicodin are all fighting for control of his mind. Man, that's the girls I used to date, Valiant Thor. Vodka, Botox, and Vicodin were all fighting for control of them. So, yeah. And me. And I lost every time. Leroy Jenkins says, I don't care if you're black, brown, or white, or whatever the hell you are, Donald J. Trump. True.
Whatever the hell color you are. He
Whatever
did say that in the Bronx. That was funny.
You know, it was, and yeah, no, it was wonderful. We'll get into that in a second. So right now he's just running down a list of people that he loves that are currently doing it and want to get into.
Please, thank you very much.
Ooh, they're quiet for a second. Impressive.
I'd also like to express my gratitude to all the fierce champions of freedom in this room. You are champions of freedom. You are indeed. And I'm here to talk to you about the rise of left-wing fascism in the country and to need to defeat the corrupt and incompetent tyrant in the White House, crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of the United States. He is the worst president by far in the history of the United States. In fact, I would say that Jimmy Carter is very happy tonight because he goes down as being a brilliant president by comparison. Everyone here tonight believes that we must fight for the same fundamental freedoms, freedom of expression, freedom of religion,
bringing them together,
freedom of the right to own a firearm, and freedom
he knew that would
taxation.
Get him.
Believe that property rights are fundamental to a free society and that Joe Biden's rampant inflation is a monstrous theft from the American people.
So what he's doing here is, as I'm sure you'd agree, is he's doing the we are the same. You know what I mean? We agree on the major things. So we might disagree on this or that, but we agree on the major things. He already said, I'm one of you. And he's like, and this is why I'm one of you. He's like, man, I've been beat up and people ask me why I'd come here because you guys are tough. I'm giving you respect, but I'm one of you. And here are the people. So I gave the shout outs. Here are your people that love me. And this is why I'm one of you. This is what we agree on. So selling wolf tickets for the debate. And then my man says the only debate Trump will have is versus the moderators. Absolutely. I don't know what that is going to look like. It's going to be a mess. So
pull it back up. You got it?
Say what?
We can't see Trump. We can't see or hear Trump.
Oh, I'm sorry. Boom, there he is. Sorry about that. Let me bring that back for a second. I was into it. I want you to hear this part.
In that Joe Biden's rampant inflation is a monstrous theft from the American people. It's a theft. We believe that the greatest threat to our country is not from enemies abroad. It's the tyrants, communists, fascists, and thugs attacking our rights and liberties from within.
Boom. What's your thoughts on that one right there?
I'm ready for the juicy part. Keep it rolling.
All right. All right.
Above all else, we live by the words of the great American patriot, Patrick Henry, give me liberty or give me death.
Get him on your side, baby. That's how you do it. But we will say, you know what? We're going to go ahead and go to.
We had practically none. Prices were rising just 1.4% as he left office. And this was a fraction of the 9% inflation that lying Joe Biden repeatedly claims Trump handed him. No, he said we handed him no. It went up to 9% after he took over the White House and created all the inflationary acts. He did a horrible job. The 30-year mortgage rate, as Trump departed, was 2.77% versus the almost 9% today. And you, by the way, even if you pay 9%, you can't get any money. There's no money available. Trump's drill, baby, drill approach fostered energy independence, which we've never had before. Low fuel and electricity prices helped moderate inflation and propel economic growth. But all of these things have now skyrocketed. They have skyrocketed to levels never seen. Inflation has hit us harder than it's probably ever hit us before, and people are suffering because of it. Trump promoted parental rights and school choice. Trump's education department repealed the so-called guidance letter that turned on-campus sexual harassment accusations into de facto criminal convictions. You know all about that. Who else would do that for you? Trump restored due process to the he said, she said minefield for your children. I know many, many people, what they've gone through with that is they've gone through hell. In a powerful blow, Trump required universities to respect the First Amendment lest they lose their federal funds. I said, you don't respect the First Amendment, we're taking away all of your federal funding. Trump torpedoed Obamacare's individual mandate and got rid of many of its taxes. Medical price transparency empowered consumers to shop for health care services and compare costs. And this is one of the biggest things that's happened, and it's reducing the price of drugs and everything related to drugs and medical care at levels not seen before. This will soon be happening. The competition is now slowing what were ballooning healthcare expenses. Trump signed right to try. Terminally ill patients now can receive experimental and possibly
we know you did good stuff.
Go out, they get a private doctor, they get better. Necessary people throughout our government. And now we are going to finish the job. We will root out the sickness that has taken over our Justice Department, our FBI, and other agencies. Our goal will be nothing less than the rebirth of fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law. Since the day he took office, Joe Biden has worked to persecute political dissidents, including conservatives, Catholics, and other Christians and opponents of his weaponized state. Right now, the Biden DOJ is trying to put Christians in prison for 11 years for the crime of singing hymns. The moment I win the election, I will appoint a special task force to rapidly review the cases of every political prisoner who has been unjustly persecuted by the Biden administration.
That's very important. That one right there is huge.
So that I can sign their pardons or commutations on day one.
Sign them.
And I will ensure that libertarians are helping to lead that task force. You'll be on that task force, many of you. As everyone knows, it will be my great honor to pardon the peaceful January 6th protesters, or as I often call them, the hostages. They're hostages. There has never been a group of people treated so harshly or unfairly in our country's history. This abuse will be rectified, and it will be rectified very quickly. And if you vote for me on day one, I will commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht to a sentence of time served.
Boom. Okay, so I want to pause right here and just let people know for context. Do you know who Ross Ulbricht is?
Who is Ross Ulbricht?
Ross Ulbricht deserves a second chance. In no way can a sentence so egregious or anything remotely close to it be justified. The punishment does not fit the crime. Okay, so this is a lot. Okay, so what people are saying, let's do this. So he's been in prison since 2013, first-time offender, all non-violent convictions. He got 2 life sentences plus 40 years without parole. Ross is condemned to die in prison for creating an anonymous e-commerce website called Silk Road. An entrepreneur passionate about free market and privacy. He was 26 when he made the site. He was never prosecuted for causing harm or bodily injury, and no victim was ever named at trial, sort of like J6. Users of the Silk Road chose to exchange a variety of goods, both legal and illegal, including drugs. Prohibited was anything involuntary that could harm a third party. Ross was not convicted of selling drugs or illegal items himself, but was held responsible for what others sold on the site. He is a huge, because another thing that some folks don't know is that the Libertarian Party, most of their power comes from the fact that they are crypto bros. They are big crypto bros, and a lot of their money comes from there because it makes sense for people who want a lot of freedom and low taxation and low government regulation go to crypto. Of course,
I remember Silk Road, boy. Oof.
Yeah. And also it was a way to remove the government from purchases on a base level. That clearly they're going to lock you up for life if you try. So that was what they did there. So yeah, let's see here. My man says the ashes and rubble from the Capitol would still be fuming to this day if Trump called for an insert. Yes, I agree. We agree on that 100%. So anyway, that's who Ross Ulbricht is. And Trump just, big libertarian, and Trump just said the J6ers and him, he will pardon immediately or as soon as he possibly can. That's enough to get me to vote for him. He also, in this speech, mentioned the going back to the drill, baby, drill oil standard, which, once again, is my core reason for voting for him.
He's already served 11 years. We're going to get him home. We're going to get him home. I'm proud that I have put forward a detailed plan to smash the censorship and industrial complex and restore free speech. On day one, I will sign an executive order banning federal agencies from colluding to censor the lawful speech of American citizens.
Yeah.
And we will remove the rogue bureaucrats who conspire to take away your First Amendment freedoms. We will do that quickly. I will once again slash a record number of liberty-destroying regulations. I will stop Joe Biden's plan for the largest tax. He is going to give you the largest tax increase in the history of our country. And I will end that. And I will make the Trump tax cuts the biggest in the history of our country. We will make them permanent tax cuts. We will also stop the massive Biden inflation tax, a stealth tax by which crooked Joe Biden is printing trillions and trillions of dollars and plundering it for the cronies and political friends that he's got all over Washington.
And Ukraine.
And we will cancel the Green New Deal, which is the Green New Scam. It's a big scam.
It is.
We will terminate Crooked Joe's insane electric vehicle mandate. And we're going to bring your energy costs down by 60 and 70% because we will drill, baby, drill.
Boom! I was just saying it. I was just saying it.
We will eliminate illegal government discrimination, return to a society based on individual rights and individual merit.
We want Trump. And the Fed. This is the part I wanted to talk to you about too. No,
And I will also stop Joe Biden's crusade to crush crypto. We're going to stop it. I will ensure.
Okay, I got to pause there. You know, we keeping them honest. We keeping them honest. So the crowd is chanting, which, you know, is a very libertarian thing, in the Fed, in the Fed. And he had that look in his eye like, I want to live. Are you kidding, motherfucker? I'm already trying to stop the war machine. You know what I'm saying? Now you tell me, it's like, man, I'll look into it, but look, you know, I want to live. I got to live to get back in the White House to at least do some good. I can't be up here saying in the Fed at a fucking libertarian rally. What do you think? I want to get shot?
So, as I stated, I am definitely a member of the 17 Army. I am one of the followers of where we go one, we go all. And we do know that Trump has been aiming to end the Federal Reserve.
Oh, yeah, absolutely he has.
So,
but
although he won't say it, you know what I'm saying? He will not come out front for it and say it. We know that his actions and movement is to destroy the Federal Reserve.
Can't or won't or can't. Like, you know, hey, man, I'll go in and try to dismantle this stuff. Absolutely. But I can't be like, you understand? Kennedy was the last guy that talked about that. Look what they did to him.
Definitely not going to say it out loud. However, once I'm in there, you guys know it's my last term. I'm a lame duck president after this. I forget that I'm Trump, guys. I'm connected to the mob. You know, I know about brakes failing, right? I'm going to completely remove the brakes myself out of the vehicle, and I'm going to push the gas to the metal, and I'm going to call up Dom Toretto and Tyrese, and we're going to get some ejecto seats, cuz.
Ejecto seats. My man Valiant Thor says, please talk about how the court DOS show the FBI staged and manipulated the classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. Simply disgusting. Yeah. Not only that, there was a quick thing, and it was there for like a minute. I saw one blurb on it, and one thing I was like, oh, this is going to blow up then. And then all I saw was charges indefinitely dropped in Mar-a-Lago case. And it was that Biden's administration had pallets of classified documents delivered to Mar-a-Lago. Not only that, now we all know the fact that Trump was shocked when they raided. He literally came, he was like, we've been talking to them. My lawyers were talking to them every day. We had them over at the house, like just showing up. We were like, you have access to the entire place, whatever you want, take whatever you want. And they still came in and raided. And he was kind of confused, right? And then they kept saying, well, there were these other documents and these other documents, and it kept coming. And then it comes out, they literally had I mean, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
people are sick.
What is it? What's that awesome? What is it? The something kimono dragon lizard thing, right? Highly toxic, super illegal. Can't have them in America. I'm going to ship one to your house because I run the Kimono Dragon Enforcement Agency, and I'm going to ship one to your house. Then I'm going to have you investigated. Then I'm going to get you hemmed up on some Kimono Dragon charges. Get the fuck out of here.
Garbage.
Anyway,
that's
and that's the dude that they're booing. But anyway, and it's funny because once again, they're playing themselves because he's literally telling them everything they would want to hear from anybody.
I want the booze. Get to the booze.
Yeah. Well, they've been booing. They've been booing, but yeah.
No, we need the real boo. We need the booze where he did what he did. Pull us back on screen. We can't see him.
To the nation's 50 million crypto holders, I say this with your vote. I will keep Elizabeth Warren and her goons away from your Bitcoin.
Boom.
And I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency.
That's huge. That's huge. And it's one of the biggest things.
I will also immediately end the humanitarian disaster on our southern border. We will end it quickly. You cannot have capitalism and also have open borders because you will soon be turned into a socialist nation, then a poor nation, and finally you will be a failed nation. By ending the border crisis, which we will do immediately, we will save freedom, prosperity, and capitalism in America. And before I even arrive at the Oval Office, shortly after we win the presidency, I will have the horrible war between Russia and Ukraine settled. So we quit spending hundreds of billions of dollars to fight other people's wars, and so that we start immediately saving thousands and thousands of lives. And I am committed to restoring peace and restoring stability and to stopping Joe Biden's march to World War III. You know you're being led right into World War III.
I do, Trump.
You
I know.
that.
You're right.
You're going to have World War III, and it'll be a war like no other because of the weaponry, the massive weaponry. It will be a war like no other. We will stop it. And I'm the only one that's going to be able to stop it. I will protect American sovereignty from the creeping hands of global government. And as we speak, Joe Biden's minions are in Geneva, secretly negotiating to surrender more of our liberty to the World Health Organization.
See, where's the news coverage? Where's the news coverage on that, man? I'm going to say, you know me, I say this a lot. Normally pro say it, but you know, everything. But this is the Mike saying, this is a fresh Mike saying, and I say it a lot. And I love a good conspiracy. And I spent a lot of time watching Tinfoil Hat today. But I'm telling you, it's not a conspiracy. The IMF, the WHO, these people come out and tell you what they're going to do to decrease the population of Earth and where they're spending all the money. And that's exactly what the fuck happens. There's no conspiracy there, y'all. I'm sorry. And that's what he's talking about. And where's the news coverage? Fox ain't covering it. Real America's News ain't covering it. MSNBC ain't covering it. I'm not seeing anybody talk about the World Health, the WHO meeting going on right now where the most powerful people in the world are negotiating for our personal freedoms. And it's either over the heads of most of the people you listen to or the other people have stake in not telling you what the fuck is going on. That's what Trump is even just alluding to here. But it goes so far over most people's heads, he knows he can't use that as a selling point because most people are too stupid. But please, let's continue. Sorry, we only have this.
Drafts of the agreement show that they want to subjugate America to foreign nations, attack free speech, empower the World Health Organization to redistribute American resources. They're going to take our money and send it all over the world to other countries that we need for our own citizens in the event of a pandemic. And it can happen again. I am hereby demanding that Joe Biden submit these monstrosities to the Senate as treaties. They have to be submitted as treaties because he cannot be allowed to do that. Destroy our country, he is. If he does not, I will rip them up and throw them out on day one of the Trump administration. On education, we will cut federal funding for any school pushing Marxist and communist race and gender theories on our children. We will keep men out of women's sports. And I will not give 1 penny to any school that has a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate.
Boom.
We will shut down our out-of-control federal Department of Education and give it back to the states and local governments. I will return power to the states, local governments, and to the American people. I am a believer in the 10th Amendment. I will always defend religious liberty and the right to keep and bear arms. And I will secure our elections. So in conclusion, to every freedom lover here today, and there are a lot of them, and all across our land, I say, this is no ordinary election. Freedom itself is at stake. This will be the most important election in the history of our country. So if you want to strike a blow against the corrupt system in Washington, if you want to send a message to all of the people who want to take away your liberty, then right now in this election, we need your help. We need your support.
He's winding
when I'm
up.
in the White House, you will always find an open door to the Oval Office. Together, we are taking on some of the most menacing forces and vicious opponents our people have ever seen. But no matter how hateful or corrupt the communists and criminals we're fighting are, and they are vicious and they are corrupt, you must never forget, this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you, belongs to you. This is your home, this is your heritage, and our American liberty is your God-given right. 2024 is our final battle. With your help, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. We will throw off the sick political class that hates our country. And we will drain the swamp, and we will restore and rescue our country from these tyrants and villains once and for all. Ladies and gentlemen, the great liberation of America begins on November 5th, 2024. It will be the most important day in the history of our country, and the forgotten man and woman will be forgotten no longer. I want to thank you.
We got to go back to where he calls him
very quickly. And if you vote for me on day one, I will commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht. They are so thousands and thousands of people are now living because of right to try. Trump nominated some 300 constitutionalist federal judges, a record, including a seldom seen 3 Supreme Court justices in one presidential term. Very rarely seen before, if ever. Trump canceled and defunded federal diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and other state-funded racism schemes. The VA Mission Act, which Trump signed, lets military veterans receive federally funded medical care in the private sector if delays prevent their treatment in VA hospitals. In other words, if they're delayed, they can go out and get a private doctor. We pay the bill. They go out, they get a private doctor, they get better. People were waiting online for 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months.
Okay, we're going to pause that because we got the bit, but I'm looking for a specific thing, and I think I got it right here.
12 minute, 48 seconds in that video.
12
minutes, 48 seconds. Yep. 12 minutes, 48 seconds in the one we were just watching.
Libertarian Party and its national convention on Saturday. The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for president of the United States. Whoa. That's nice. That's nice. Only if you want to win.
Only if you want to win.
Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you, D-Roy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years.
Keep getting your 3% every 4 years.
The reasons for doing so, policy and
that was powerful.
Keep
you know what
getting
I'm saying?
your
Here we go.
3%.
Only if you want to win. Only if you're interested in women, you loser pieces of crap.
If you don't want to win, keep doing what you've been doing.
I passed the most significant, and this is so important, but I passed the most significant criminal justice reform in history. And perhaps my proudest accomplishment is to have exposed the depth of corruption in the Washington swamp. Thanks to me, the entire world knows that the deep state is real, and the lamestream media is fake. It's fake.
It's true, though.
A great libertarian who may very well be in the room right now, I believe, but he's a great libertarian, DeRoy Murdoch, who I've become friends with through his writings in the American Spectator and numerous other places, wrote an article yesterday in which he mentions just some of the things that make me a libertarian without even trying to be one. That's nice.
They mad. They big mad.
DeRoy wrote, Donald J. Trump will address the Libertarian Party and its national convention on Saturday. The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for president of the United States. Whoa. That's nice.
That's nice.
That's nice.
That's nice.
Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win.
I get it.
Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you, DeRoy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. keep getting you 3% every 4 years.
Yeah, we
reasons
played it
for
again,
doing
motherfuckers.
so, policy and politics are as solid as the Hope Diamond. Leroy says this event is very unprecedented, he said. As the Cato Institute president, Peter Gotler, observed in Thursday's Washington Post,
All right, so we get it. Basically, some very high-level folks want him. A lot of boos there because a lot of people still see him as a part of the thing. He could have just said something simple like, I'm going to end the Fed, and he would have got cheers for everyone. So, yeah, you know what I mean? Christ is king, son. That's the thing. Valiant Thor said the only thing left is for the ETs to reveal themselves, and every single piece of toilet paper on the planet will be gone. I maybe not completely wrong there. Not at all.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think it's definitely
talk to me
fair.
about what do you think about Trump doing this? What's your thoughts on this, man?
I think it was amazing. I think it was funny. I think that was the most Trumpian of Trumpian moves that he could do. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, listen, guys, the only way we're going to do this is if we're going to team up together. All right. I need your vote. I need you to vote for me. You can stand on your principles or whatever, and you can go vote for whoever you vote for. And we all end up up Shit's Creek without a paddle because you're not winning. You're not winning shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Look at the attendance of your convention. You're not winning shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way that you're gonna win anything. So tell you what, let's team up together. Let's get rid of Biden. Let me put you in the cabinet and let's actually work to get your shit done. I'm the king of negotiating. I'm here to negotiate with you. I'm here to get you on board so we can save this shit together. That's
Exactly.
it. If you don't want to win it together, that's fine. You don't have to win it together. We don't have to win together if that's not what you want to do. But I'm going over here and we're going to win and we're going to you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of, and I say this all the time, Age of Ultron, the Marvel movie, the Avengers Age of Ultron, right? My favorite part of that movie is when Hawkeye, Scarlet Witch, the city is floating, they're fighting all the robots, and Scarlet Witch runs in the house and she's hiding. And Hawkeye's like, hey, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? We got to save the world and this, that, and the third, and we got to go out there and fight. And we may lose, and that's okay, but we've got to fight. And our friends are out there fighting, and your brother's out there fighting, and the city is floating, but we got to fight. And we got to win. And she's like, you can stay in here and you can hide. And that's cool. I'll send your brother in here to find you afterwards. But I'm going back outside and I got to fight. And the city is floating. And I got to fight. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, just like, listen, I don't care how bad the odds are. We are here to fight. And you need to go ahead and get your head out your behind, understand the fight, and fight.
Exactly.
That is it. We have to do our part. And that was what he was saying to them. It's like, guys, at least I'm here. I know this is your little party and you want to put your person on the ballot to go up against me. And they're going to lose. And they're going to lose horribly. And what he should have said, if I was him, I would have thrown this little caveat in there. Where's Joe Jorgensen, huh? Joe Jorgensen, you know the election was rigged. Where were you? Where were you when I was saying that this was stolen from me and these votes didn't count? Where were you when you should have been saying, hey, my vote numbers are off too? But we didn't hear JoJo. JoJo didn't say a word. JoJo hid in the shadows because I believe that they went to JoJo too and said, JoJo, shut up, ho. I believe that's what they said because she didn't say anything and she know those numbers was off.
That's no. Well, but she's the one that was like, we have to be we're pro BLM and we have to be actively anti-racist and all that, which is just not the most powerful message because we know it's co-op. And then I was actually listening to a very interesting thing here. I wanted to bring up real briefly, more in your neck of the woods. But do you know who Chase Geiser is? Political pundit. By the way, thank you, Valiant Thor. He liked to subscribe. Pew, 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 pew. Thank you, Valiant Thor.
Pew, pew, pews.
We appreciate you. Oh yeah, for Valiant Thor. Man, they got Loki and we got Thor. I love it. So anyway, He's a political pundit, very smart guy. What he is a strategist, which turns all my buttons right. I'm like, yes, okay, strategy is what I dig. And he was talking about it would be so intelligent. I think this is the Trump move, like what he did in New York, right? And what he did, and it's that theory of, okay, I can't. This is not a comic book. I don't get to take over the whole country all at once and get them to, get back to some sort of common sense thing, and then we'll fight the rest out. You don't get to flip a switch, or, you don't have the stones. You know what I'm saying? But what you do is you eat away. He knows that the Bronx has been shit on. He knows that just a week before he went, they were saying black people don't know what computers are, whatever Kathy Hochul said about the Bronx, while they're piling immigrants in. And that's the place where they're not feeding homeless and hungry people because they're giving that money to immigrants. So you're telling kids in my city don't know what computer in New York, in one of the most technologically advanced, quite possibly smartest places when it comes to, at least, like, think about hip hop came from there, fashion came from there, some of the best music ever has come. You know what I mean? Comedy. You know what I mean? It's like, but kids don't know what in the Bronx, boogie down Bronx. Really? You know what a computer is? Sorry, man. Anyway, I know we about to wrap this, man, but the thing there is that he goes there and he starts eating away and he sees where it is. Same thing with the Mises Caucus and the party there. The thing that Chase Geiser said is, okay, so there's like 1 million. If they were very smart, what they would do is send all of their resources into one state, because that one state could be the state that turns the election. And then the entire Republican Party would have to plan around them now and have to really listen to them. Thankfully, they're like a divorced couple fighting and they never get along. But if they were smart, and it's something that I want us to think about, is that as a third party, you could dial into a state, specifically a purple state, and you could force one of the big two to have to pay attention to you. And that's something I want you to think about, and something I think that we should think about. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. On that. So what do you got for him, Pro? Talk to me. Tell the people what you need to tell them before we head out for the day. I just want to say, guys, stay vigilant. Get your things together, get yourself in order, live your life, but prepare for the future. It's like Thor cracked his thunder hammer not too long ago and said some kind of Black Swan event is definitely going to happen between now and November. Get yourself in order. All right. Do what you need to do. Now is a good time to go ahead and start planting a garden, get your raised bed garden up and get you some things in the ground. If you can find some chicken somewhere, you can get you a little, if you can get you a little chicken coop. Now will be a good time to go ahead and get that structured. Get yourself some pew-pews and some pew-pew lifeblood, and get that moving, man. Get yourselves in order, get your head in order, start studying some things, start gathering the things that you think you're going to need, because something is definitely going to happen. This is getting too real. Trump is getting too close. He's gaining too much power, and they don't have the coronavirus that they had the last time. Something else is going to take place. So get yourselves in order, man. Get yourself prepared, get in order. To be able to do some things, have some type of structure. Start getting in your mind where you want to be on the next leg of this, because something real is going to happen. Where you want to be. Are you going to be a regular worker bee? Are you going to have some type of trade that you're going to be able to bring forward? Are you going to be one of the leaders and commanders in the next side of this? Whatever it is, get yourself in order, because you're going to have to do it. All right. Be prepared. Now, with that being said, don't let it scare you, but just be prepared. All right. Because it is definitely going to get bumpy and it's going to be real. Get yourself studied. Get yourself a plan. It's just like hurricane season, man. You got to have yourself a plan and be ready and be together. I would like to say, outside of that, I'd like to say Happy Founders Day to all my brothers, to all my frat bros on this day in 2016. The greatest founder of all founders, Gavin McInnes, sat forward on his podcast and announced the creation of the greatest men's fraternity on this side of anywhere in the Western Hemisphere, and that is the creation of the Proud Boys. All right. So to all my frat bros that are checking in, whether you're watching this live or whether you'll be watching this on the replay, Uhuru,
Proud of your boys, and happy Founders Day. And this is coming from, as Alex Stein put it, the blackest Proud Boy in all of America.
Even Gavin McGinnis agreed. So you got
Even
the title.
Gavin agreed, man.
It is an untakeable title. It is an.
right.
We got to get you a shirt. We got to get, man. We are sleeping on this. I just realized you are the dude. Special. That's fucking. Hey, look, I'm the whitest hotep in America, coming in with the blackest Proud Boy in America, and we do it at large. Anyway, man. Also, to tag on that real fast, you're needed. We're all needed. Man, here's the thing: you may not have a lot of land, but you may be an amazing diesel mechanic.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. You may have a lot of land, but you don't really know a lot about tractors. And your land has just been land, but now we got to use that for water diversion or food, or we've got to build walls, legit walls, and we got to lay roads. So you're needed out here. Learn how to do some things. You know what I mean? Just learn how to do some things. Learn to make yourself a valuable person, whether it be communication, work, and just doing it. And, there's people like Pro out there that are 10 toes. And, we're going to need you. So do that. I'm going to hit you real fast. Tuesday night, really excited. I got the Sergeant of Comedy coming on the PT Pod right here on my channel. And Joe will be with me too. Be talking a little comedy. And then, of course, Friday night, you got to tune into Friday Night Flights. Go to Seaport Pro. Follow my man, Protocol. He's on Twitter. He's on Facebook again. He's on Instagram. He's on Rumble. And with Friday Night Flights. And then, of course, YouTube as well. I'm FW Mike on Twitter or at Seahawk Comedy. And we do that Tuesday night show, Tuesday, Friday, and Sundays. We'll see you. Guys, thank you so much. Anything else for the people, Pro?
Nah, man. Love y'all. Like you say, go catch me on YouTube and Rumble. It's Protocol, as spelled on the screen. And you can catch me on X, Seaport Pro. And then from there, actually, if you go on Seaport Pro on X, you'll get all of my links right there in the pinned tweet. All right. So see y'all on Friday. See y'all next Sunday. Catch y'all in the chat Tuesday for PT Pod. And man, it's been great. I'm finna go in here and I'm finna eat me some more chicken and lamb chops.
Get it. Once again, happy birthday to the beautiful Mrs. Hall. And I will say, man, following Protocols. Like, man, there's so much shit news and crap news, and it's so hard to curate that. And if you're trying to stay up on stuff, even if you don't agree with them, man, look, man, I respect this man, and he's, amazing. And a lot of times when I don't agree with him, it's because I'm wrong, and I just have to sit and watch a little longer. But he does such a good job of curating news that's important to people who are conservatives, who are, have the mindset that we have, are like-minded. So make sure you follow him on X, and then it's cool because then he'll sit down and tell you all about it at the show. All right, guys, thank you so much. We are out. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Deuces, y'all.